Friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am addressing you on the remaining part of understanding balance sheet. I have already uploaded on my channel 3 videos on this particular topic, and this I am recording today and I am presenting it today. This is the 4th video on this topic, which will talk about the activity ratios. Earlier 2 videos were also on the ratio analysis, and this is also in continuation to my understanding balance sheet part 3, where I have talked about certain important ratios and 4 categories of ratios: the liquidity ratios, the profitability ratios, the activity ratios, and the solvency ratios. In its earlier part, I have already explained to you about the liquidity ratios, about the profitability ratios, and the solvency ratios. But in that particular part, I did not explain the activity ratios. So this particular video is focused on the activity ratios of the balance sheet. And for this purpose, before I start, I would request all of you that in case you have not so far subscribed to my YouTube channel, so please subscribe to the channel, like and share it with your friends, so that you get the notifications also. So don't forget to press the bell icon also, and you will, in continuation of these four videos, you can understand the balance sheet in a manner which you should not easily forget. The ratios, the interpretations, the limitations, and the utility of these ratios in the analysis of the balance sheet. So, let us start with the activity ratios today. Activity ratios, I have selected these 4 ratios: debtors turnover ratio, the creditors turnover ratio, inventory turnover ratio, and working capital turnover ratio. And for the business activity, all these ratios are very important, very important. So we have to attentively listen to what I am going to explain to you right now. The major activity, or I call it the soul of the business, is what? Many times I ask this question, and answer to this question is very simple, that sales are the soul of any business activity. If there are sales, there is business. If there are no sales, there is no business. This is what I feel. So sales are very important activity in any business. Then many a times the businessman has to sell on credit. And when the sales are made on credit, the debtors are created. Once the debtors are created in the books of the business, it becomes very important that timely that money is collected from the debtors, so that in the normal activity of the business there is no problem of funds. Normally in the business or in certain categories of business, the credit allowed to the buyers is almost fixed. In some of the trades it may be 45 days, in some of the trades can be 15 days, can be 30 days, can be 60 days, but normally a very long period of credit is not advisable. So we have to see and examine that in a particular balance sheet how much time the businessman is taking to collect its debts from the buyers. Second is creditors turnover. So this is also important because when you are making purchases on credit, means buying on credit from your suppliers, your raw material or the readily sellable goods, depending upon your business activity. So if you are buying on credit, for you it is important that you pay to your creditors on time, as promised, or as per the established trade practices. And this ratio is indicative of that how much time are you taking to pay your creditors. Inventory turnover ratio is again will be indicating that how your inventory or the stocks are being turned over, means you are not piling up the old stocks and that is unnecessarily increasing your current ratio. So this also is an important ratio. A working capital turnover ratio will indicate that how many times you are revolving your working capital, and these ratios are easy to calculate, but you have to understand the philosophy behind these ratios. So let us come to the debtors turnover ratio. As I told you that sales is the main activity of any business. So for that purpose, we will keep the sales in focus. So if you divide the net sales divided by average debtors, this will give you the debtors turnover ratio. Net sales divided by average debtors. Average debtors are opening balance of debtors plus closing balance divided by 2 is the average debtors. So not difficult to find out. Opening figure you have with you and the closing also you have with you. So divided by 2 you will get average debtors. And net sales here I mean that sales minus sales returns or inward returns. When sales are made and some of the items are returned back to the seller, these are inward returns. So we will deduct those returns, you will get net sales. So easy to calculate. And if you reverse this, debtors divided by net sales into 12, you will get the period of the collection of your debt in terms of months. Easy, again, not very difficult. If you multiply this by 360 or 365, you will get your debt collection period in number of days. I hope I am clear on this. Debtors divided by net sales into 12 will give you the debt collection period in terms of months. Debtors divided by net sales into 360 will give you the debt collection period in terms of number of days. And shorter is the period will indicate that your debt collection is efficient and good for the business. Now let me comment on the creditors turnover ratio. Now the methodology and the formula again is almost the similar, but here instead of sales we will be using purchases. So if net purchases are divided by average creditors, you will get the creditors turnover ratio. But again the problem is that you will not be getting the period in terms of months or in terms of number of days. To calculate that, we will reverse it again, that creditors divided by net purchases into 12 will give you the payment period. The period you are making the payment to your suppliers in terms of months, and if this 12 is replaced by 360 or 365, you will get in terms of number of days. So this is your payment period to your creditors, and earlier was the debt collection period in terms of number of days. I hope this is also very clear to you. I will now shift to inventory turnover ratio. Inventory turnover ratio is also important because the business is not a static activity. Business is always a dynamic activity. So inventory has to be turned over as fast as possible. Again, we will calculate this using net sales divided by average inventory. You will get the inventory turnover ratio. Net sales divided by average inventory, and this will give you the inventory turnover ratio, and this will also indicate that your inventory is moving fast or moving slow. Average inventory, again the opening balance of the inventory plus closing divided by 2 will get you the average inventory. Now next I will come to working capital turnover ratio. Now working capital turnover ratio is also important, which indicates that how many times you are revolving the working capital during a year, and if the number of times is more, it will be good for the profits of the business. So let me see, if again I will divide net sales by the working capital. Working capital here means the total of current assets, or you can say it is your GWC. Earlier I have already explained it to you, your GWC. So working capital divided by net sales divided by working capital means total of current assets, or GWC, will give you the working capital turnover ratio. So if suppose this is 6:1, it means during a year you are revolving your working capital 6 times in the financial year. And if the number goes from 6 to 8, it means you have improved the working capital turnover ratio, and this will definitely have an impact on your profitability. So these ratios are important from activity point of view, and in the end I may say that once you go through all the 4 videos on this topic on my channel, you will certainly understand the basic structure of a balance sheet, the ratios and their utilities. So I conclude at this point. I will repeat that please do share it, like it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. For getting timely notifications, press the bell icon button. Thank you very much. Thank you.